drawing directly in ink, so we have to draw in a way, realizing that we can't erase anything. I can't rough things out. I need to draw as precisely as I can and work out a way of drawing that works. But I also recognize that I'm learning a skill. I'm learning to draw. I'm not producing artworks. So mistakes, things that aren't quite where I want them, are part of this process. Because if I'm always scared of mistakes, regardless of what I'm drawing with, I won't develop the confidence and the flow, the rhythm of a good, healthy, and effective drawing technique. What I do want to worry about though is positioning this in the center. So I've put dots for the four corners of the photo just to help me do that. And so I can position the top here. Now I'm looking at this square. This is a square. Now I did measure this width and it comes down to here. This width, and I'm trying to keep it sort of the same size. You'll notice I did those dots to help me position and to visualize the marks I'm going to make. Now from here, I need to come down and I'm going to position this spot here just under. Bit of a heavier line under here. Gosh, it's a bit of a sloping line, isn't it? It's always worth correcting, even with ink. So let me position this clock now. Now it's in the center, just slightly higher. And we'll put some hands in. I'm not trying to draw a clock face, I'm just trying to suggest some of the things that we get a little glimpse of when we see a clock face. I can probably make that a bit larger. Let's go upwards because that's easier at this point. So there's a bit of a cornice overhang and we can see the underneath of it because we're low down looking up. So that's shaded under there. And then we see the sides wrapping around. And then there's the top of that cornice. Now I look at this height and I'm thinking, well, look, it's about a quarter of what we have down there. Now I've got 4 crenellations, so I've got 3 gaps, and the center gap is in the center. So I want to try and position that. So where's this going to be? If the whole thing is sort of to there, then this will be there. And again, I want to put a dot in the center, and I'm thinking of this spot. And I've got 2 more of those. And now that I've put them in, I can, in my mind, position things even a bit more. Now we come down. If I think of these parts here, these are buttresses, these are reinforcing for the walls. And they come out like this. And from here to here, look, it's probably about 2/3 of that distance. So 2/3 of that distance would be about there. My tower comes down to there. And now I have this buttress top. And on the other side, it's the same. Just correcting that. Then just like this, a little bit in, that's probably a bit far. I have the buttress come down. You see, it's not that far. It's maybe there. And now I have these triangular sections, and I end up with a triangle that looks a bit like that. And I look at this distance and compare it to everything else I've drawn, so about there, and this is a lot, maybe it's half that. Whoops. And the same on the other side. I look at this. And now let's get the frame of the doorway in. So it's in the center there. And how far down is it going to come? Is that section going to be, you know, because when we're looking at actual size, sometimes it's helpful just to flick across like that. This is a sort of detail where it's really important not to draw it too large, not to make this band too thick, but to keep everything nice and tight. And so the doorway, we'll put it there. And we're not real worried at the moment how far down it's going to go. Now, let's get this hedge, the top of this hedge in. And we can see that it's not that far from the top there. So the top of the hedge looks like it's about here, maybe a fraction. I come out this way. I'm doing this sort of little dotted line just while I make sure it's straight, because the hedge is straight, and I need to work out the other parts. Now, this is actually a fence post here. And on this side, the fence post is here. Starting to think where the bottom of the hedge may be. So we'll close off this doorway. So now we'll put a bit of work into this hedge. What we want to do is try and avoid having the hedge look too dominating. This is about the church, so we don't want to draw the hedge in a way that it's so fussy that it stands out too much. We don't want to start drawing individual leaves, both because, well, it's impossible to do, and it will end up making the hedge way too black, and we'll lose a sense of realism that we want the overall scene to have. So you can see what I'm doing now, and you're watching this at double speed, this part. You can see me doing a lot of hatching to really create the value, the degree of lightness or darkness of the hedge. And I'm leaving that thin strip of sunlight along the top between the two rows of dotted lines. Doing this on both sides, and then adding a bit of detail such as the branches coming up from the dirt, and also the shadow on the dirt level. Now we'll do the side wings of the church. So I'm looking at this buttress first. I'm going to look at this shape and notice that it lines up with there. And I'm looking at this gap, and you know, it's about the same as that. This is the top of it. And so it comes out again, maybe that much, less than that, and then this one is less again. On this side, it's the same thing. The top of it is maybe slightly higher. Please hit the like button if you're finding this interesting and helpful. And if you want to have a go drawing this same church yourself, in the description there is a link to the reference photo, and you can either draw from the digital copy or you can print off a copy and draw it yourself. Now this comes in just a bit above that. And this angles up to just below there. Notice how I ever so slightly correct the angle on this right-hand side. Let's now put in a few more details, and we'll start with a hint of the stonework of the church. Now it's important that we get the scale correct. We don't want our stones in our drawing to look larger or smaller for the size of the overall tower than they do in the photo. I don't want to do too much because then it will overpower the overall appearance, and that's not what happens in life. And we'll speed the rest up now to double speed. But the important thing is that we keep all the horizontal lines nice and horizontal and the vertical lines at right angles. So we have nice crisp corners, especially our vertical lines. We mustn't let them start slanting one way or the other. That's a really common fault. I think that will do. Now the door. And again, we'll keep going at double speed. I want to just get the feel of the door paneling without getting too detailed and perhaps making marks that are too heavy. We still want the overall shape of the door to stand out. It's always a compromise drawing from life or from a photo with black ink. The ink invariably will stand out more than some of the things that we're drawing do in life. And so we have to work a bit of a compromise. So very lightly held pens. Now we're going to do these trees and the foliage around the church. I'm holding my pen very lightly. I want to create very light marks. These trees sit well behind the church and I want them to feel that they're further back. So I don't want heavy outlines, don't want dark ink, dark values. I don't want a lot of detail. So very light, very gestural marks to just get the essence of these trees. And again, this is at double time. So use that cog icon if you want to slow the video down to half speed and watch me draw these at actual drawing speed. And you might want to do that if you do it for anything, for these branches of this fir tree that come in from the left-hand side. Very distinctive hang, very distinctive foliage pattern with their needles. But I don't want to start drawing it exactly because that will draw too much attention. Now, these branches are quite close. They're actually in front of the church, but I still want the church to be the star. So I have to be just very careful and cautious with how much ink I put on and how much detail I draw, because detail will always come forward. It will always feel like it's closer than less detailed things in our drawing. So it's manipulating the way we draw to help create a sense of depth, of closeness and further away. And just a few details now with this little gate that's in the front there. And I do the same thing. I don't want to draw all the details, but I want to give the feel that I have when we look at this at a glance, because I still want the bulk of the church to be the star, to be the main event. So just finishing those details, a little bit of shadow for the right-hand side of the door helps to straighten it up. What do you think? G'day, I'm Stephen Travers. Look, I hope you found this really helpful. If you're new to drawing, I have some beginner playlists, but why not give this one a go? Follow the link in the description and have a go drawing this yourself. But whether you do or don't, and whatever you draw, make sure you have fun. Bye.